The murder of Leeds gangster Clifton Jr. Bryan in 2000, who made his money as a dealer and enforcer and was the main man who was said to have stood toe-to-toe with the Gooch gang and crime boss Mark McCall. In a spat of 60 days, South Yorkshire police had to contend with at least 4 M's that were believed to be linked to the criminal escapades of Leeds and Manchester's most dangerous gangs and crime groups, as they battled for control of the drug trade that was bringing in millions of pounds. The ferocious execution of 29-year-old Clifton Jr. Bryan, who made Chapletown his home, plunged Leeds into absolute chaos. And the police force admitted that they were failing to cope. They just did not know how to deal with gangsters wielding guns and also long blades and also wearing armoured vests. In a 60-day period, Leeds saw multiple people die, and that included Craig Mirfield, who had been targeted in Gipton, his own area. On the 15th of March 2000, a quiet street was woken up to the sound of volleys that sounded like fireworks. It wasn't until a witness saw masked men armed with a pistol and their victim driving along the road speeding that the neighbours put 2 and 2 together that the sound was gun fire. 34-year-old Craig Mirfield had made his money as a car salesman. Craig had parked his car by a phone box 1 street away from his home. Craig was then about to exit his car after he parked up when some ominous feeling told him to look over his shoulder. Craig followed that feeling, his intuition, and that was when Craig saw a man approaching, pistol gripped tightly in his hand. Now Craig slammed that door shut and put the car into reverse. The car leaped backwards before he went into first gear and then second gear. Craig had only got as far as the roundabout after he passed Oakwood Lane when casing struck the car and window. Craig was struck, almost point-blank range, either the head or body. Now Craig was rushed to hospital, but sadly and tragically he was pronounced dead soon after. When police investigated the crime, they could not find a reason why someone would go to such serious measures to ensure that a car salesman would die. Craig was not known to be a criminal. He knew gangsters, but his source of income was legit, and he had not taken to the criminal fraternity. Still, police could not ignore the fact that people across Leeds were being struck with ammo at an alarming rate. Now, police had to consider the possibility that Craig may have been M'd in a gang hit. As Craig was from Gipton, his M could be seen as sending a message, a warning other criminals that no one was untouchable. Police, of course, investigated the crime and they searched for hours worth of CCTV. They also gathered witness statements from neighbours and people of interests. Ultimately, a man was arrested and charged with the crime, but his name has not been revealed. But the evidence against him was weak, and as the prosecution prepared for trial, the case ended up collapsing when 2 of the prosecution's key witnesses were outed as being unreliable. Craig Mirfield's family has never been given closure for what happened to their son, their brother, their uncle, their nephew. But what is understood is Craig Mirfield was caged as what was described of being in the midst of a gang war that crushed large parts of Leeds. Condolences. Stay safe.